Hello people of the internet, it's Needle here and welcome back to Drang Lake. Last time out we made our way through the Shrine of Bullshit. Yep, done it, done and dusted, and we beat the Demon of Song. Today we're going to head into the Undead Crypt and finally meet the king, or at least we hope so. Before we do that we've got some souls to use and I think a soul to read. Demon of Song soul. Soul of the Demon of Song in the Shrine of Amana. When this demon developed a taste for human flesh, it was contained within the Shrine of Amana, but the line of priestesses who looked after the shrine and appeased the creature have died off. So you remember when we went into the room originally in the last episode, you could still hear the maidens singing but you couldn't see them anywhere? That was actually the Demon of Song, and what he would do is sing using the sound of the priestesses, and undead would move towards him, and when you'd get close to him he'd eat them up. So they made this sort of pact thing where they would lock away the Demon of Song, I believe, and that he couldn't hurt anyone. The strangest thing about it, of course, is that he had the key to the embedded on him. Now if we can actually find that, it should be in here somewhere. There you go, we can actually equip it as a weapon. It's not very strong. Well, I think they've actually buffed it to make it usable now. Nope, nope. It's a dex weapon, as you can see right there. And its description is: sword that opens the embedded door, shaped like a weapon but is in fact a key. Plunge the key into the embedded to bring a rhapsodic end to its fate. The once human embedded, realising that he could never resist the temptations of the flesh, bound himself eternally within chains. Since then he's awaited the day where someone will find his key and bury it within his bosom. You remember there's a Melfinito. If they're called Melfinitos, I believe they are locked behind the door. Behind the embedded, well, that is his temptation of the flesh, and of course he knew he couldn't resist the Melfinito, so he decided to lock himself up like that. And if you get the key back you can release him from his fate of sorts. How many levels are we going to get? Just to 3. We still have 14k left to spend. Not too sure what we can do with that. Can we buy another fire seed? We'll see if Chloanne's got anything new for us. No, she doesn't. Nothing new for us. Well, that's fine. I don't think your man over there with the armor's got anything new for us at all. Well, Lenny might be able to upgrade some stuff for us though, that could be good. We'll do that. Reinforce. Reinforce. Well, this is all good, we don't need any of this done. What are we wearing? These chunks. What else are we wearing? That's right, we've got the Dragon Lake leggings on everywhere else. Yeah, we'll leave it. We don't really need any more upgrades. We've got 14k to spend. We're just going to go grab some stuff off Malentia. So, what's new in the real world? Well, Dark Souls 3 is only about a month away now. It's getting quite close. Pretty excited about it actually. I really can't wait. And I'll do my best not to be spoiled. There's a lot of YouTubers right now who are posting their sort of early playthroughs and first couple hours of the game and things. I've done well. I've unfortunately unsubscribed from a few people, which of course isn't permanent. It's just until I get the game and actually get the chance to play through it myself. But I'm really excited for it. It looks good. It's so close now. That's why I'm trying to rush through this. Want to get this done. There's only about 4 episodes worth left of normal content just from now until the end of the game, if we can get it done in time. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. Just to get it, just slide the last little bit of detail in there before Dark Souls 3 drops and you've got the gist of what's happening moving into that game. Let's see, this is the Undead Crypt. We're going to head in right now. Ooh, maybe something brand new here. Don't remember all those bloodstains being there before. Ah, okay. Ah, right, so we've got some Xian Knights. Wonder if they'll both attack me at once. So they don't attack you at once, that's fine. Oh, oh. Oh. That'll take him down, that'll take him down. What's he drop for us? The Monastery Charm. Oh, awesome. I wonder if we walk through here, will he... Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's going to attack us. Ah, right, okay. So, usually if you're playing a normal game, those Xian Knights aren't there, and also this guy isn't here. It looks like a standard blockage, but do not be fooled. He's an enemy. Yeah. He can drop those big shields of his, and we really hope that he does. Except when he drops them on us. Okay, so something we maybe didn't need to do there was kill this little guy. If you don't kill him, once this way is clear, he's just going to walk straight through. And you can use him as a light source to get to the end. If you know where you're going, you don't really need light source. It's kind of I think you run over to the left up the stairs and over to the right up the stairs, or it's vice versa. Those guys you can see just through the door there are pretty much the fire sorceresses reskinned to use hex magic. They use pursuers and it can be quite a bit of a pain in the ass, but it doesn't really do a lot of damage if you keep moving. If you allow this guy to stay alive into the next chamber, it will cause some problems. So if you're going to bring him through, once you get to the end of that hallway, just behind that last sort of dark mage, make sure you kill him, and I'll show you why once we get through there. So we're just going to do a little gauntlet run here, not going to stop for anybody. Yeah, so we go over to the right. Wow, they can use lightning spear as well, as you can see. Just run by all of them. They don't chase you, at least I don't remember them chasing you. That can chase you. And you make your way into here. Get this little message here.
Do not produce light. Light and all those who bear it are unwelcome in this place.
So we go up to here and we got these guys, remember them from, where'd from the Poison Tower. They're not hostile here because they're under the command of their leader. This dude. His name is Agadine. Or Agdine. Or Agdane. We'll find out right now. He's probably my favourite character in this game. He's pretty awesome.
I am Agdane, guardian of the Crypt. Countless dead rest here in peace, cradled by the comfort of dark. Light only agitates. We have no need for it here. I am a finito. We weave death and watch over the dead. This task was granted to me by the one who gave us the first death. Countless souls rest here. Some of them from ages long ago. Some were rich, others poor. Some wise, some dull, but now they're all just dead. Did you come for him? The one called Vendrick. You will find him deeper inside. Many castle servants and the like have come to fetch their lord. But they rest here now, put to death by the king's own guards. Perhaps he's not in the mood for company. In the past, humans were one with the dark. The former king of light, he feared humans. Feared that they would usher in an age of dark. How queer you humans. How you go on, never separating truth from fiction. This place is welcome to all. Death is equitable. Tell me what you desire.
So we're going to learn this gesture from him. A lot of interesting information there. Vendrick is here, however he's been protected by his guards. His guards have even killed some of his own men who've come back to claim him. So we're not going to get a warm reception either. As for items here, you get Ring of Thorns +1. Dark powered stuff like Hex Magic. You can buy Humanity from him, Elizabeth Mushrooms, and some nice little spells. If you talk to him again, he doesn't really see much else. Right. So he talks about being a finito. And how that task was given to him by the first who gave us death. Now, is that an actual person? Was there someone who in recent memory died and gave him that task? Or is it maybe even referencing Nito himself, the very first person who died and the actual Lord of the Dead? Pretty interesting that the Finito never really showed up or had any relevance in Dark Souls 1 and all of a sudden they were here. Ah, this is very interesting. This area was never really this dark in the first version of the game, but it's totally dark now, and I'm concerned about making my way forward. We take the chance here. Do we have a torch? I'm just going to use a flame butterfly if I can find it. It's not letting us light this sconce. Oh wait, I pressed the wrong button. So maybe we can light this sconce. We can light it. Hey, here we go. Oh, okay, and that spawns this dude. So we're going to go up here, yeah. Come on now. Oh no, no, no! Well, round 1 goes to that guy, unfortunately. But that's something new, I didn't know that happened. So unfortunately we're going to need to make our way back through to that area, but just through that fog gate and to the left is another bonfire. I didn't think we'd be able to activate it as long as that guy was sort of invading us. But here we go again. Not going to bother going back to humanity just yet. This area can kind of be ran through. To be honest, I think we can just do this. Ah, but we can't get by this guy. Is this knight gonna follow us back through? Doesn't look like it. But this guy might. So we're just gonna do that. Create some space. Speedrun strats. So there's one thing I dislike about these guys, it's the speed at which they can sort of pop their spells off, so they kind of get overwhelmed really quickly if you don't have a lot of defense and they all land on you. Yes, human do not... Yeah. That's another thing actually, we didn't mention that. If you do bring that torchbearer guy through, or you light a torch of your own in this area, then Agdane is not going to be happy and him and all his sort of friends will attack you, so don't bring any of those. Come on you. No, no, no! I don't like how smart the the invaders are in this version of the game. I'm going to be a little bit defensive here. When it comes to actual physical attacks, we've got nothing to fear from anybody, so it doesn't matter. See you later, dude. So he looked like a church member of some kind, you know, he had... it was like... I don't know, it's a mace, but it was also a catalyst at the same time, or whatever you would like to call it. Right now, we're going to avoid all of these guys and head straight over here. And I'll explain why in a minute. Lighting this bonfire is pretty important because it gets us through that area. We don't need to do that run by Agdane anymore. But more so, let's just tackle the annoyance that is this area. You see this bell here? If that bell gets rung, a bunch of guys are going to spawn out of these statues. As you can see, you can destroy the statues, and I would very much advise you to do so. Take it. If you hit one of those bells, then those guys will just never stop spawning until you destroy their statues. Just trying to avoid this. Skeletons are new to this area. Usually it's just the sort of little normal hollow guys you see from the beginning of the game. Oh, there's some ghosts here. He's just done me. Soul there. Soul of a hero. Nice. These graves can be destroyed as well. Guess there's going to be a ghost here as well, no? More smooth and silky stones. There was a lot more graves here, I remember, in the original version. They've all been replaced with more bells, I think. Ah. So here's another statue right here. As you can see, they don't really pull their punches, these dudes. They can do some pretty big damage to you if you let them, so try not to let them. Titanite trunk and some dragon bones. There's some good stuff to find down here, if you're willing to put the effort in. Coming back over here, this is pretty interesting. See, these guys will just spawn infinitely, there's nothing really you can do about it. There we go, maybe that'll get us up. Human effigy. And simpleton spice and some black fire bombs. So these guys, if possible, they will always try and rush a bell and try and ring the bell so all the guys spawn before you ever get a chance to sort of react. Once you've destroyed all the statues in a chosen area, they won't really come back anyway. Does this guy respawn? He doesn't respawn. Okay, before you go any further, take the leap of faith and just drop down here. That's brand new. There's an enemy down here that wasn't always here. But if we can just ignore him for a second. Yeah, I think we can just ignore him for a second. Yes. You come down here and see this cute little candle. It's someone's head, but still. You want to light this up. Don't have to, but if you light this up, yeah, it lights this area up. Light has revealed the shadows rise. Not too sure what that means, but he's dead now. So this is also a brand new mechanic. This was not in the original game. If you light this up in the original game, it does nothing but give you a pretty little picture and let you see everything, which I think is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think I've spawned more sort of invaders all over the map, but whatever. I'll stay behind these guys, just keep whipping their ass here. There we go. He's going to maybe drop us a shield. No, he drops us the armor. The armor is very cool though. I am a fan of the armor. Soul Vessel. So if you want to rejigger your points, that's one way to do it. And Soul of a Hero. Another thing to note is, see, this is just a half ladder so you can't climb up it. If you just run out of the room that the statues are in, the sort of ghosted will not follow you through the door. At least I don't think they do so. And also it would seem in one play session the statues themselves don't actually respawn. So that's pretty good. I'll just take this dude out and move on. He seems to have dropped us something. Titanite shard, that's nice. Just gonna wreck this. Because I might as well. If you don't destroy these fast enough once you've killed one of these guys, that's when they'll start respawning. Right. So we make our way into this room. And there's another one of those fire, all those ghost sorceress people. Ugh. Yeah, okay, that's gonna work for us. Once we get our stamina back, ow, ow, yep, that's exactly what I was afraid of. You see what happens, this is just this area in a nutshell. You can be bombarded by magic and one of those guys at the same time, and I've just rung a bell, so now you're going to get to see what happens when that happens. Whenever you ring up, yep. No! See the absolute leap he can just kind of conjure up there. Whoa, this area has definitely got a lot tougher than the original version, I can tell you. This maybe have taken over the Shrine of Amana for my new most cluster-fucked area in the game. I think I'm going to take the new tactic of just running by everybody. In the original version of the game, this is just what I'd do anyway. You just ignore all these bad guys because they just kind of get in the way. And already, as soon as I spawn, I nearly get put back down again. Remember, any statue you've destroyed previously will not come back, so don't need to worry about that. Okay, somehow a bell has been rung. I mean, just look at the absolute mess of this area. Because we're through here, it shouldn't really matter now. Those guys shouldn't follow us through. But yeah, we're going to be... I knew this invader always comes through anyway. And we went from having meant to be one enemy in this area to about 5. So this is a big problem right now. And see, the one place you probably don't want to get caught up is actually in this tunnel. I don't... Wow, I mean, look at just all these combos. Gonna try and dodge this dude. So that's one of the 3 biggest pains in the ass down. That's 2. Now can we get the last one down? Oh, big trade there at the end, but whew, getting the job done. So it's fitting that Lycia would sort of invade us here. She's still trying to take our spot. She's still trying to stop us in our quest. But also there's an item in this area, which I'm sure we'll get to later. There's a secret wall here, by the way, in case you didn't realise. Full of ghosts as well, I should also point out. There's also one somewhere else, I thought. Maybe not. This is the Avalon. I'm sure, yeah, the Avalon. Now, if you played Dark Souls 1, you're very familiar with the Avalon. It's a sort of crossbow that shoots 3 bolts in rapid succession. It's pretty good. And originally it was one of the most powerful weapons in this game until they actually had to tone it down a bit because it was getting a little bit out of hand. There's ghosts all over these walls, as you can imagine. But yeah, there's an item here that's gonna help us get our own back on Lycia. But we have to get through these guys first. So, same advice, basically. We actually got kind of lucky there, we could have just ran right by them. But I want to show you guys, if you can't get by them, how to actually properly deal with them. And it's as simple as dragging them all the way back to here. They can come through here, so I'm very sure they can, yeah. But they can only come through one at a time. No idea how one of those attacks just didn't land for some reason, but I ain't gonna complain. These guys go down easy enough. Both dropped items. We've got the leggings and we also have the armour, and this is the armour again. And I've actually liked the shield, one of the shields, to actually point out what they are. So now these guys are out of the way, we can run through here. Now, unless they've changed it, which I hope they haven't, or else I'm going to look like a big idiot here. As soon as you hit the ground here, you want to run to the left. The top left. Obviously if you die here, you're going to have to run through all of that again. So try and get it first time if you can. Drop down. There's the exit, right over here. Smash these out the way and get the hell out of there. There is some stuff to find in there, but it's really not worth the hassle right now. So I suggest coming up here, pulling this down, take the hit for it. Or if you're playing the original game, don't worry about these guys because they don't exist. Wanna fight then, buddy? There you go. Thanks for playing. And what this does now is open a bridge back to the beginning. So, oh, where'd that guy come from, eh? Wow, this guy survived with like 1 HP. There he goes. Okay, so... Oh, and there's the other one. So did they all respawn? I'm assuming they must do. Well, these are our last Estus here. Doesn't really matter. We're going to go back and heal up in a minute anyway. Don't think it. Was that going to kill him? Oh well, he's dead. And now... we can make our way back Oh, to the bonfire. Easy as that. So I'm going to show you how to get to the boss then. And I don't know how much more difficult it's going to be if these guys keep respawning. Maybe they don't, maybe they do, I'm confused. There's a chest right there, I'm going to assume it's a mimic. Is it? No, it would seem it isn't. Magic stone and dark night stone, so that allows you to imbue your weapon with magic and also dark power. Don't go anywhere near that area until you come under here and kill this guy. Make sure you don't hit the bell, of course. Goes without saying. There's tons of statues in this room, and I mean tons. How many? That many. Oh. Wow, okay, so someone did manage to ring the bell. And now, yeah, you can see you've got tons of sorcerers to deal with. Don't know how that happened. I guess that's a troll for anyone who's played the first game and they think, oh, I've killed that last guy, let's just run on, and now there's two to catch you out. No, so they're infinitely spawning. As you can see, as you'll notice right now. No? I was going to say, I thought every single time they rang the bell, more spawned. Doesn't seem to be the case this time. There's a summon sign to the right of the boss fog up there, which I think would be very helpful in this fight, but to be honest, with all these enemies here, I don't know how feasible it's going to be to actually summon them and keep them alive just to get through the door. I was wanting... We'll try and just get into the boss fight and fight him by ourselves. Probably my favourite boss battle in the whole game, I would say. If you can, try and have some form of power. So let's see, lightning. I'm not too sure if you can be poisoned. You might be able to, but I'm going to go lightning. And we're just going to try and rush into the room. As you can see, it gets kind of crazy. But you can get through. If you're playing the original game, I'll explain in a minute. This is Velstad, and he's the King's Guard. And he's super fucking cool. So this is Velstad, the Royal Aegis, the King's main guard, and he can cause a lot of goddamn damage with that bell. My advice, yep, stay the hell out of his way. Try and get behind him if you can. It can be difficult though, because his reach is scary. The Drangleic shield is obviously very good in this fight because he does pretty much all physical damage. But you see right there, his swings just cover everywhere. You can get right behind him, so you can't just sneak up on him. You never know when he's going to go for a 1-hit or a 3-hit. See, I mean, he can just slam down like that, or he might just go for all 3. He's just going for the 1 here, over and over. We'll try and keep our distance. Whoa. Oh, that's that second swing that just kind of climbs all the way around his back. It's just such a big pain in the ass. Again, you know, we're lucky we have the old Leo ring to take advantage of our piercing attacks that we're going to pretty much use for the whole fight if we can. Once he gets down to about half HP, by the way, he's going to start buffing himself, and that's our cue to also buff with the lightning resin. Oh, see, he also has that sort of swing. You don't want to dodge his attacks too early because of the swing range on them and the tracking in all Dark Souls 2 attacks. That slam down like that whenever he charges you can track you all the way to kind of the last second. That's probably his best attack to start dodging it, I would say. So yeah, I never know when to attack him or if he's going to do a swing back. Right, so here he goes. He's going to buff now. We're going to buff now. He now takes a lot less damage in general. Whoa. You can also summon dark magic. Like so. There'll always be a gap in it, so you can kind of dodge. My only advice to you here is be more aggressive, but don't be stupid. He rushes you a lot more, he's willing to do a lot more damage. If you can get behind him as he goes to use that attack, you're basically getting a couple of free attacks in there. Oh, and you see, that's what I mean. He just whips that second attack right out of nowhere. It's a good time to heal also on that attack, as you can imagine. So here he goes again, he's going to go all magic on us. You can probably tell the best time to sort of dodge that is when he goes down on his knee, because then he can't change the direction he's aiming in. So our buff is gone now, so we kind of need to hope he starts using magic again. That's fine, that's fine. So he goes down on his knee. We'll buff again. Oh, see, that's what I mean about that second attack that just sometimes comes out of nowhere. You never know when you're meant to expect it. We're at a good time here, we're at a good time. Got plenty of healing, plenty of power. If he pulls some magic on us. Oh. Wow. Again, if you've got the old Leo ring and something like the Claymore, you can obviously rely on that. And there he goes. Sorry buddy. You're my favourite character in the game, but you have to go. So these guys are pretty aggressive. Run away. And meet the man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is King Vendrick. Not quite who you were expecting, I'm gonna guess. It's a shame to see him in this kind of state, you know, he's hollowed. Doesn't know where he is, he's dragging that big sword around, he's got his crown on so you know who he is. What we need is to come over here to where he's abandoned his armour and dropped his ring as well. We've got the achievement there for the King's Ring. And you can attack him right now if you want, but it's not going to work out too well for you. There's a reason for that, we'll come to that later. We can kill him for an achievement, but it's going to take a little bit of preparation to do that. Returning back to here, and our woman herself, the Emerald Herald, is here.
Use it to gain passage through the King's Gate and venture to the far east. Bearer of the curse, if you are to be the next monarch, then one day you will walk those grounds without really knowing why.
I'm going to do the smart thing here and homeward bound out. So the king is gone, effectively. He's a hollow. He can't tell us anything, he can't give us any advice, he can't tell us what happened to him and how he got to the state he was in. You just need to kind of take the Herald's advice, grab the King's Ring, put it on, and see where it takes us. We are now into the final part of the game. You'll remember we had some doors earlier on. There was one over in the Fortress of the Fallen Giants. There's one in Drangleic Castle, and there's one in the Forbidden Woods that we couldn't open. Well, the King's Ring, once you wear it, is going to let you open those doors. Behind those doors is the final areas of the game, and it's going to wrap up the story for us. Let's see if we can check the ring before we go any further. Souls much like a curse, and those with strong souls must bear within themselves an even stronger curse. Vendrick, King of Drangleic, used a powerful soul to keep the curse at bay. In the end, he sought the flame that began it all. Wear this ring to open the King's Gate. So there's a lot of information on Vendrick there. He tried to seek the first flame. He had this powerful soul which kept him from hollowing for so long, but it can only keep it back for so long. It's never permanent, unfortunately.
You need armor?
Come in here and talk to a Moglin. And now that we've beaten Velstad, his set's going to be here, and so we can find out about him. Originally imbued with the power of miracles, now soaked with dark after extended exposure in the Undead Crypt, a knight from a faraway land was lured to this accursed land, but forgot even why he came, eventually reduced to a shadow of his former self. So, just twice in 2 seconds there we've been hit with the same theme that we had earlier on. You remember Kael doesn't know why he's here. Locatile was afraid she's going to lose her humanity and forget why she came here to find her brother who's gone missing and can't remember why he's here. Chloanne and Lenny don't remember each other despite being father and daughter. Memory loss and just in general the hollowing process is a big part of this game. The Emerald Herald has just told us that we're going to head over to the Far East and one day we'll tread those lands without even knowing why, and that's a big part of the thing as well. On Velstad's armour it says he came to help Vendrick and be at his side and suddenly forgot why he even came in the first place. So it's all kind of coming out in the wash now. Our next destination is deep in the Forbidden Woods, where the first of the King's doors will be opened. The second door, the one in Drangleic Castle, can be opened at any time, as there's some kind of optional stuff to do behind there, but it's also a very critical door at the end of the game. The last one, the Forest and the Fallen Giants, will come in not the next episode, but perhaps the episode after that. We've only got about 3 more episodes left in us if we want to go for the normal ending. Our character is pretty much set up. If we look at his stats, the only thing we're really missing is 50 strength, and we're going to work our way towards that with the souls we have on us and other things. But that's for another day. I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. We got through that in the end. I thought Velstad was actually going to be the roadblock, and it turned out it was the path to him that causes the most issues. I keep forgetting that of course things are going to be different thanks to the Scholar update, and the Undead Crypt certainly got a difficulty boost. It's probably the hardest area in the game, I would wager, but we have a few more to go yet, so maybe we'll prove them wrong once again. If you liked this video guys, I hope to see you in more videos in the future. Maybe comment on this one, let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't like. I really appreciate all your feedback and your support. It's been amazing. I hope to keep these uploads sort of on target for the next few weeks. It's crunch time now, my dissertation is due in the next month or so, so I want to get that done, dusted, out of the way. And then it'll be, you know, I'll be back to normal, and I'm going to hammer this, get it up for you guys, get Dark Souls 3 on the go, and maybe another series. But until then guys, I want to thank you for joining me here today. Where's the sun? There's the sun. Keep on praising.